What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the poker vlog. This is episode 5, and I have an exciting announcement. You will see it later in this video, but for this episode, I'm going to actually be filming my hands live in the casino. I know for the past 4 episodes, I've kind of just been doing like a weird table where I'll talk about the hands. And I was talking to my buddy about it, and we just agreed like it's not as entertaining. It's not as authentic. You just don't feel, you don't get that poker vibe feel. So I'm definitely gonna be trying to record more like actual live content, make this seem like a real vlog, which I'm excited for. And it's just a part of having that vision, you know, down the line. Like, I know the last couple episodes have kind of sucked. Like the first 2 episodes, my mic quality was horrible. Got a new mic. Second 2 episodes, we're doing this table nonsense on the computer, not as entertaining. And yeah, it stinks to have those be my first videos, but when we're like 100, 200 videos in, and it's so much better, we're gonna be able to go back and look at those and be like, dang, this is where we came from. And I think that's something to be excited about. So yeah, expect to see some live table gameplay. I think it'll make it more attention grabbing and more real, more accurate. I think sometimes when I write down my hands, I can't always get all the information that I need, but now it'll be right in front of you. So we'll see how good it is. I checked the official rule book. There wasn't anything against filming. So hopefully, I pray no one gets angry or upset if they see that I'm filming. I hope there's no problems that come about because of it, because in the rule book it says it's okay. But yeah, going out playing some 1-3 again at Hollywood. Last episode we won we won a lot of money. We won like $400, so that was nice. Hopefully we don't burn it away. It's high hand today. Maybe we can get lucky, win a high hand, win even more. But yeah, I hope to see you. I hope to see new people. But yeah, I hope some new faces maybe come around with this new format. Hope it attracts some new poker vlog fans, and I hope you enjoy the journey and maybe stick along for the ride. Because yeah, I do want to make it, like I said in episode 2, I want to make a community out of this. I want to make some friends, make some study partners, and make some money. So let's head out. Peace. Never leave the house without my trusty fanny pack. Please ignore my face in this video. Here's me in my backyard. Please don't look me up. But look at those colors, man. Beautiful. There's old Reliable. My sweet baby. Gets me to and fro where I need to go. And it's locked. 3 o'clock on a Tuesday. And this place is bumping. This place is bumping. I low-key had that shit on in this episode. Here's my dumbass face upside down. Walking in. My MO for this session was definitely to be tight, be aggressive, and be lucky. It's always scary walking into the casino for the first time in a while, which I don't get to play that much. There's my stupid face again. Based on the constipated look on my face, I'm assuming it was cold. Before we get into any hands, I kind of just want to show you this chip porn. There it goes. Oh, that looked good. That looked good right there. This is just some ASMR. So I'm going to let the audio play, and you can hear me shuffle. Oh, yes. It gets me going. Here's one more. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna let it play now. You can listen to it because the sound makes it even better. Don't get too excited though. We got a lot of excitement coming up.
25's a bet.
So silly. For a lot of these hands, I won't actually be showing the cards to the phone because I swear the people to my left and right could see it. First notable hand of the session, we pick up pocket 9s. We raise first, and get 3 callers. So we're going to a flop of $60, which comes 8 of spades, 8 of hearts, and king of diamonds. Multi-way with a paired board and an over to our pair. We decide to just check, and it checks around. So when the turn comes the 5 of hearts, we definitely feel pretty good, although not good enough to bet, apparently, because we check one more time. Wow, look at my fingernails. I need to cut them. When the river comes the 7 of clubs, one of the opponents actually bets out $50, which is just under a pot-sized bet. And I feel like you could be doing this with missed hearts, a lower pair than 9s, or a 7. So we think it's okay enough to call, and we do. And we get shown ace 7 suited. So we end up making the correct call here and pick up a nice pot of around $160. We keep playing for a while. We pick up a few suited aces, ace 6, ace 3, even an ace 7. But no big hands noted yet until disaster strikes. When we pick up ace queen offsuit, we raise first on the button to $15 and get called 2 ways. So we're going to a pot of $45, which comes ace of spades, 2 of diamonds, and 5 of clubs, which seems like a relatively safe board to me, and a perfect board to get money from smaller aces. So we bet out $25. And we quickly get called by one of our opponents, this woman in the big blind. We check our hand again, make sure it's still an ace. The turn is the 3 of clubs, and in my mind, I am still probably good to anything other than sets or 2 pairs. So I bet out for a big size here, $80, thinking I'm still ahead, but you will see in just under 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1. That's how long it takes for our opponent to shove all in for another about $200. And at the time, I was hemming and hawing when I really think that this is just an easy fold in hindsight. Yes, she could be doing this with a club draw, yes, but she wouldn't be doing this with any weaker ace. No value, no hands that I'm beating, really. A lot of 2 pairs, ace 2, ace 5, ace 3, or just a 4 that got there. There aren't really, I think, any bluffs. No one really bluffs the turn. No one raises the turn as a bluff, like really. Like that is just insanity, especially at these stakes. But as you can see right there, I'm an idiot, and I decide to call. And she shows the 4 for a straight, which sends me into a pit of despair. Okay, so it is currently 6 o'clock. We're about 3 hours in, and it's cool. We're only down like 100 right now, but I mean, I'll talk about it at some point in the video, but I made the worst call maybe I've made so far in my live poker career. And I think the nerves were just up, and I just made a bad play, and I was stuck. I was down 300. So we're only down 100. Some of these hands included of one that I was really proud of but didn't film, in which I had pocket 4s, and I called a flop bet and a big turn barrel on a not that scary board, but he was just bluffing. So I felt really good about that one because I think I made a read on my opponent, and I just realized sometimes people bet 2 streets with nothing. So even though it was a small pair like pocket 4s, I stuck out and made a good amount of money from it. It was like a little over $100. So that was one of the big hands that got me back into it. Sorry I didn't film it, but I was proud of it and wanted to put it in. Right now, which is nice, we climbed back a little bit, and maybe we could even end up positive, but it stinks to know if I made the correct laydown, I'd be up right now. But, you know, there's still a lot to be played. I'm trying not to be in my head about it. I've had some nice hands. The recording is a little bit tough. It's definitely not the best angles. I'm still going to have to do some editing and maybe just ask if I can, like, bring a prop so I can prop my phone up and get better angles. Right now it's not the best, so bear with me. It's a work in progress still, like I said earlier, but I'm going to go back out there and try and get over the hump and maybe bring home a win, which would be insane considering the fact that I blew off my entire first buy-in with the worst call I've ever made in my life. Coming back from our little break, we pick up pocket jacks and decide to raise in position to $10. And as we can see, the same villain that just stacked us re-raises it to $30. And 3 bets do not come often at these stakes, so I'm already a little bit not feeling great with pocket jacks, but I do decide to call. The flop comes the 5 of clubs, the 4 of diamonds, and the king of hearts. So still not feeling great. A lot of 3-betting hands are ace, king, aces, kings, and queens. So pretty much all those beat me. So I decided to check to the original raiser, who actually decides to check back. Then another king comes on the board. So at this point, I can kind of rule out aces, kings, and ace, king, which kind of leaves pocket tens and pocket queens. So I decided I might be able to get some money from pocket queen or pocket tens, and she might just raise if she's a better hand. So I decided to bet $25. The other player folds, and the original villain puts in the call. So now the pot is around $140, and the flush comes in on the river with the 8 of clubs, but I'm not really worried about that at this point. I'm just going to keep betting, and if she has queens, she has queens. I bet another $25. What the hell is wrong with me? Another $25 into a $140 pot. You know, you don't find stuff like this anywhere else. She thinks about it for a while, and good lord, what was I doing betting $25? Man, I'm bad. But she ends up putting in the call, so she didn't believe me, or she had pocket tens or nines maybe, and she was 3-betting light. But she doesn't show, so we don't find out, but we still get to pick up the W. Next up here, we have King Jack offsuit, pretty much the bottom of my personal range. I hate playing unsuited face cards, but nonetheless, we decide to raise up here to $10, and it goes 3 ways, and we spike top pair. So we continuation bet with the king and get called 1 way. And then I kind of check here on the turn. I'm not super... Man, I'm not playing great. I check here on the turn, and the villain stabs for $20. I guess I might have been afraid of the straight, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. But when he stabs, I feel like we're still very good and to call. So now the board pairs, so it makes it a lot less likely that we're beat. And he checks it back quickly, and I win. So this was played pretty bad again. I definitely missed out on some value, but yeah. This next hand, I'm not going to do a full hand analysis on because it was just ace, queen again. And an ace came on the flop, and I just bet twice, and he folded on the turn, but he called the flop, so I made a decent amount of money. But I also wanted to talk about, at this point of the session, I was still battling to make back my first buy-in. That pocket fours hand that I mentioned helped me out a lot. But then I lost immediately back to a guy who rivered 2 pair over my 1 pair, and I lost a little money there. But I still think I was playing solid at this point. It's just I couldn't really make any big hands. Here you see this is the double barrel I was talking about, and he folds here. A few of the players at my table were very good, and then a few of my players at my table were very bad. So it kind of made for a good mix and an opportunity to make some money in my eyes in the future. This right here, I think, is the most interesting hand of the night. Definitely think a good result by me, but we'll see. I have 5, 6 of diamonds here, and I decide to raise it up, and I get called, I think, 3 by 2 other players. So those plus the blinds go to a $35 pot. And I actually flop a straight. I have 5, 6 of diamonds, and the board comes 4, 7, 3 rainbow. So I flop the nuts, and I decide to check it. And in my mind, checking it was a good idea because this would not hit my pre-flop range, but after the hand, people told me that this was wrong, and I should seem like I'm bluffing, but we'll see. And then the turn comes the Queen of Hearts, and this it checks to me again, and I decide I need to start betting. I bet to $20, and then the opponent to my right actually decides to check raise. So, and again, I could have put in a re-raise here. He check raises to $50, and I decided to just call, which I don't really know why. I could have just re-raised, but in the moment, it just felt like the correct thing to do because this guy would blast off on any river. But then that river comes the Jack of Hearts, and he actually decides to open shove all in on me for like $200 in a $100 pot. And that puts me into the blender once again. As you can see, I'm going to start hemming and hawing here in a second, touching my cards, freaking out. There he goes, all in. And I think about it for a very long time. I flopped the straight. I didn't really get enough value on the flop or the turn. And now the backdoor flush comes in, and I'm worried that's just what this guy got. And he actually decides to show me a card, which is the 4 of hearts. So that makes me think like ace 4 of hearts is the most likely hand he has, which is kind of still crazy to me. But he's like, the open shove, I just don't feel like is a super under bluffed spot. And in the moment, it just felt like pure value. So in the end, I do decide to throw my hand away. And he tells me that he had 3-4 hearts, which is why he check raised me on the turn. And pretty much everyone at the table told me that they knew the guy that I was playing with, and it was definitely a good fold. And I told them that I had a straight on the flop, and he got super pissed off, saying he could have made more money from me, which also definitely made me feel like I made the correct laydown there. Now, when we're looking at this stack, we can definitely see that I won my money back. That is because and I'll put it, it's actually the thumbnail of this video, I scooped a guy who had kings when I had aces, and the river actually paired the board, or gave me it was a paired board, and the river actually gave me a full house. It was an ace. So I hit the high hand, and I'll talk more about it in a second, but the high hand gave me a lot of extra winnings. So walking out of the casino with a definite smile on my face.
Holy cow.
Let's go to the recap.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We just got finished with a miracle session. A session from actually heaven. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. So for my last recap, I completely burned my entire first buy-in. And I was pretty sunk. I was like, man, I just got off my first decent win, and now I'm gonna blow it all. Like last week I had like a $400 win, about to blow it all, lose 600. That was in my head. I was certain that was gonna happen. But we battled all night, and I'm not kidding, it happened like 3-4 separate times. Every single time we got right around to that like 550, 500, 560 mark. We're like, oh, we're about to be unstuck. We'd lose a big hand, and we'd go right back down to like the 400 zone. And I'm like, man, I'm down like 200. And that was all night. I was playing great poker, I think. I was playing wonderful, tight, aggressive. I like 4-bet, I 3-bet bluffed. It was sick. I couldn't be happier. Other than that call, I mean, obviously I didn't play perfect, but other than that call, I think I played really well. There was one other spot. I don't know and the worst part is, all my best hands, I didn't film. It's insane. I know the film was kind of poop, so we're gonna have to throw editing in anyway. But like my biggest hand, last 30 minutes of the night, I'll do an in-depth dive on it. I get pocket aces. I scoop a guy who had pocket kings, and I hit the high hand, which is normally only $250, but because no one had gotten it in 2 hours, it was $1,000. So like literally like 15 minutes before I close, before it's 10 p.m. now, 15 minutes, like 9:45, I make that hand. And so not only do I finish the session positive, because that's what'll go in my poker tracker, plus I think I won about $200, like 175 I think I was up. So that'll go in my actual bankroll tracker. That'll calculate into my hourly. But then just as like a kiss from God, I got an additional 1,000. That's from, I put it in my bankroll obviously, but it won't go into my app because that would be kind of fraudulent towards my win rate. I would get an inflated ego. But either way, insane looks. We essentially won $1,200 tonight, which is 4 buy-ins. So like, it just takes a big weight off your shoulders when you know that you can't lose your entire, you won't lose your entire bankroll as quickly. Like when you only have 5 buy-ins, like you lose 1 buy-in and bam, you're down to 4. Like, so now we're at, I think we should be at around 3,000. Honestly, I can do the exact math and put it up later, but I should be around 3,000, which is 10 buy-ins. Still not a ton, but I mean, for the sake of our challenge, we're doing pretty darn good. So super happy. I can't wait to show you all the hands. Again, the editing is not great. I think I'm gonna bring a phone booster next time so I can get a better shot. And I couldn't even like show my hands into the camera because I swear the people next to me could see the hands that when I would flash it. I don't know how poker vloggers do that. If you're a poker vlogger, no poker vloggers gonna watch this. But like when you flash your hand to to your phone, do people not? You can like clearly see it on your phone. So the guys next to me, I could tell were like, this kid's a dumbass. He's just showing us his hands on his phone. So I don't know. I think I need to get a better seat. I think the seat I was in the 6th, so people were under my left and right. But okay, but this is a long video. I'm stoked. I'm stoked, Steve. I'm gonna go drive home, maybe get a little food. Yeah, miracle session, a complete turnaround. I was just thinking in my head, man, I'll be happy if I don't walk down under 100, and I won 1,200. Insane. I felt bad. I don't think I tipped the dealer enough. I kind of got made fun of by my table mates, but I was in the heat of the moment. I was frazzled. Yeah, thank you all. And great episode 5. Great episode 5. I'm ecstatic. I couldn't be happier. All right, see ya. Victory meal with a W show.
And the best doggy in the world. I love you. I love you, buddy.
That's Charles. Good night.